Boys for so what are we on? We're on the CT pitfall trap here at Fauna Forever, bucket number 3. Just doing some checks of the buckets, and as you can see, these ones they do accumulate a bit of water, but we do have a frog here right along the side that we're going to collect and take back to camp to get some measurements on. So basically, we take these guys back to camp. We get a snout to vent length measurement, and then a few other measurements as well as the weight, and then we re-release them a little bit further away from the pitfall traps. That way they don't fall in again. But this will get us kind of like a relative abundance of frogs in the area. And of course, right as I pull them out, you guys see there's a bunch of stuff on there. Millipedes. It looks like a baby tarantula almost. It doesn't look like a normal spider. Bunch of ants and stuff. But the frog is actually down in there in the water. So we're gonna see if we can get him out. Stick mine in there yet, move around a bit, see if there's anything else that jumps around. See, there he is right there. Got him. Tiny little guy, but definitely not what we're used to seeing, which is the Pristomantis raclei. Yeah, there you go. Just keep it zoomed out. Yeah, small little guy. But we're gonna get him bagged up, take him back to camp, and get some measurements on him. Solid. Check the traps. So basically this is a set of 4 buckets, a few meters away from each other, that we check daily, because as you can see, the buckets just have like a little stick in them, basically for any animal that does get caught in it to get on top of, just in case if the rain floods the containers. But we check these daily, 4 buckets in a row, to see if there's any animals in them. So I'm gonna check, see if we can find anything, and get back to you guys. So literally got to the second trap, and as you guys can see, we've already got a frog in there. So just did a little bit of research just to make sure that I got the right species on this guy, but it's looking like a Rhinella margifiturera. Sorry if the pronunciation's a bit off. I'm not sure if they're common or not, but you can see he's pretty decently sized, huh? What do you guys think? Isn't he just gorgeous? Look at the crest on the top of his head and that coloration with the dorsal line and the red on the back. So I'm gonna get him bagged up, take him back to camp, and get some measurements on this guy with one of our pitfall traps. And this is off our BKT in the second bucket, this beautiful little Rhinella margifiturera. So guys, I'm on my way back to camp now, and I have the toad, the Rhinella species, here in the bag. So basically what we do is, with those pitfall traps, we set those up with the tarp across, and then the 4 buckets that are a few meters from each other, basically for any animals that may run into those tarps. Most of the time what they're going to do is just run to the left or to the right and then fall into the buckets, and we use that data to get, you know, relative abundance, population density, things like that here at Fauna Forever. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking this guy back to camp in the plastic bag, which is one of the best ways that they've found to take the animals back to camp, to reduce space in the bags, of course, when we're walking a lot of kilometers, as well as to make sure that, you know, there's not any sort of locality differences being mixed into the things that would need to be disinfected. So the bags they've found are the easiest. Usually we'll write the data here. So this one was found on the pitfall trap on the BKT trail, which is the boot killer trail here at Fauna Forever. and I'm taking him back to camp now so we can get some measurements on him and everything. So we're just gonna flip right over to that and get some of these measurements and see if we can figure out exactly what species this guy is, even though I'm sure it's the Margarita Farah. I'm not sure if the pronunciation is correct, but we're gonna make sure that's correct here in a second. So tickle tickle.